Why'd you get hit by a car? Was it because I told you about Chad and Whitney being in love? Did you rush home to confront them and then see them kissing and get so upset that you didn't even see the car that hit you? Is that what happened?
I thought I convinced Whitney to not stop what we had going. And then I heard her tell Simone that she's gonna keep her promise not to ever see me again. And I know Simone didn't hear her that time either. Don't get me wrong, all right? I hate that Simone got hurt. But I can't let that get in the way of what me and Whitney got together.
Look, Chad, you've overcome big problems before. You can overcome this.
Ethan is right. And we will help you however we can.
Thanks. But, winning Whitney back could be the biggest challenge of my life.
Why hasn't Simone come to yet? I mean, the doctor said she was gonna be okay.
Oh, she will be, sweetheart. She has to be. I couldn't bear to lose your sister.
Mom, if Simone doesn't pull through, this is all my fault. It's all my fault.
I'm just glad that Alistair is nowhere near Sheridan. Despite everything that he has done to her, a part of her still wishes that she'd been wrong about him all this time, that he really cares about her love and happiness.
I wish that you were getting married today. Alistair Crane, he scares me, Louise. He has this great power over Sheridan, power that he could use to hurt her, even more than he has in the past.
I've come back to see you, Sheridan. Now, come to me, my dear. Let your father give you a hug. It's been far too long since I've held you in my arms.
What a shameless manipulator you are, Father. You'll say or do anything to get what you want. Given your power over my sister, I dare say you'll get exactly what you want from Sheridan. A future free of Louise.
You didn't come back to see me, Father. You must have some business deal. That's the only reason you ever set foot in Harmony.
You're right. Business is usually the only reason I go anywhere. Not this time. No, Sheridan, when I learned of the heinous plot Julian and Rebecca carried out against you and Louise, I was shocked. Shocked and angry.
Oh, that's right, Father. Make me out to be the villain in the piece. Never mind that you wanted your own daughter murdered.
I flew halfway around the world to be with you, dear. I know you're hurting, feeling betrayed by your own family. I came to comfort you, make things right.
Really?
Well, of course. You're my daughter, Sheridan. And I love you so very much.
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places, and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of the bird I knew could take me higher. Breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
Father, I can't believe you came all this way just for me.
But it's true, my dear. Words can't convey my deep and abiding love for you.
Julian, what's going on?
Shh. Listen to his master's voice. Father is, without a doubt, the most wicked, manipulative man I've ever had the displeasure to know. He's about to do to Sheridan and Louise what we failed to do. Use her love to split them up.
But how? I mean, Louise and Sheridan are like the poster couple for true love.
Posters like people can be ripped apart. And my father's just the man to do it. Listen, how devious he can be.
I'm surprised you're here, Father. Surprised that you say you care. bad things have happened to me before, and you never came. You never even called.
You're right. I've failed you time and time again.
It's always been the same excuse. Some pressing business matter that was more important than your own family.
I admit it. I was wrong to always put business ahead of my loved ones. Wrong to worry about the future instead of focusing on the present. Lately, however, I've come to realize the error of my ways. Julian's unspeakable treachery against you and Luis was the clincher. I came back hoping to make it up to you. Not that I can, really, but I wanted to try.
No. It's too late. I mean, how could you just walk in here and say that you love me and try to erase a lifetime of hurt? I mean, after you and Julian and Rebecca tried to destroy the most important thing in the world to me, my love for Luis, with this. And the elaborate scheme that went with it.
Sheridan,
No,
dear.
you know what? It's over. I will never forgive you. And and please don't try to insult my intelligence by saying you knew nothing about it, because you have never approved of Luis.
I agree with you, Mama. The only person who can get to Sheridan is Alistair. God, he's not around. Even in her head, she knows she'll never get the love that she wants from her father, but in her heart, she still craves it.
Yeah, but Alistair, that man, he's like a merciless general in wartime. He will sacrifice anything and anyone, Luis, in order to win. And in all my years at the Crane family, I've never known that man to lose.
Yeah, well, there's a first time for everything. And my marrying Sheridan's gonna put an end to Alistair's winning streak.
You and Sheridan. Oh, you're going to make such a great couple. You're both so loving and so caring, willing to do anything to make each other happy.
What gets me is after everything Alistair and Julian have done to Sheridan, she still craves their love and approval, especially Alistair's.
I know. She's always wanted his love, and she never got it. And you know what? I doubt she ever will.
Now, why is Simone's accident your fault? And how could you have anything to do with your sister getting hit by a car?
I should have just paid more attention to Simone. I mean, I could have insisted that she walk home with me and Chad that night. If I'd have done that, there's no way she would have been hit by that car.
Oh, sweetie, you can't blame yourself.
But it's my fault because I'm the one who could have prevented this.
You're upset because you and Simone are so close. And you want to turn back time.
Yeah.
Well, you can't change the past, sweetie. But you can help Simone to get better. And with the loving relationship that you two have, I know that there is nothing that you wouldn't do for your sister.
You're absolutely right, Mom. I would do anything for Simone. I would do anything.
You see that? Whitney can't even look at me. There is no way she is gonna go back on her promise to Simone. Oh, God. You know, if only we just told Simone about us days ago, none of this would have happened. And Whitney didn't want to upset her, you know? She kept saying that it wasn't the right time. I don't know, maybe it wasn't, but I should have just insisted that we do it anyway, you know? Just get it over with. Now Simone is hurt, Whitney's a wreck.
Okay, after Simone comes to and is feeling better, well, you can tell her the truth.
It may be too late by then.
Why do you say that?
I know Whitney. Once she makes up her mind to do something, ain't nothing gonna change.
Hey, baby.
How's Simone today?
The same. She's still out of it.
Well, does Dr. Mead have any idea when she might come to?
No, he doesn't know anything. And all this waiting is just killing me, you know? I mean, Simone would not be in there if I hadn't let myself fall for Chad the way I did.
Just stop. You know, it's not your fault that Simone deluded herself into thinking that Chad was in love with her. She just had this out-of-control schoolgirl crush. Chad never once encouraged her.
No. Chad kissed Simone in the maze at the Crane Estate, remember?
But he didn't mean to. That weird fog, it confused everyone. Now, he thought Simone was you, so he kissed her.
Okay. What about that vision I had in the maze? When I was in Chad's bedroom, and he told me that we were wrong for one another. You remember that?
That was the fog, too.
No, Teresa, it wasn't the fog. It was my subconscious trying to tell me that I need to end things with Chad before something horrible happens. Like my sister getting hit by a car. I should have just listened, but I didn't. And now Simone almost died because of it, Teresa.
Whitney, you're letting yourself get carried away.
Teresa, all I know is that Simone has been hurt enough because of me. And I can't let her be hurt anymore.
But ending what you have with Chad will hurt him. And it won't help Simone. It's not like he's gonna fall for Simone if he can't be with you.
Okay.
No, Whitney. Ending what you have with Chad won't do anyone any good.
But I promised Simone that if she lived, I wouldn't give up Chad. And I have to keep my promise to her.
Oh my God.
Luis. How's it going?
Hank, what's doing, buddy?
I was just at the hospital when Simone got taken off the critical list. Poor kid getting hit by a car like that in front of her own house.
Yeah, tell me about it.
How's the investigation coming?
Slow. That's how. I need a break. I need someone who saw Simone get hit by that car.
I'll ask around, see what I can come up with.
Well, thanks anyway, but, it's Cobb's business, you know?
Actually, it's what I came here to talk to you about, Luis. I need a job. I was, well, you know, after working with the feds to help break up that drug cartel that was after Sheridan, I realized how much I like police work. I was even thinking about becoming a cop. Now, I know my background's not the best, but with Sam's help, and yours if you feel like giving it, I was hoping for a shot with the Harmony PD.
You kidding me, man? I would love to see you. I'd love to see you on the force.
So you'll back me?
All the way.
Thanks, man.
Anytime.
I never thought me wanting to be a flatfoot would put you in such a good mood.
Well, it's that and the fact that I'm going to be marrying Sharon in a few days. In fact, I wish I was with her right now. Yeah. She's in a fragile state. She's very vulnerable.
Oh, wow. Well, what happened here? What's going on?
It's a long story. Bottom line is her family did something that really shook her up.
Julie and Alistair at it again.
Yeah. Sheridan still can't seem to shut them out of her life for good. No. At least Alistair's not around. I can handle Julie.
Listen how Father turns Sheridan around. He'll play her like a violin, plucking each emotional string until what she says is music to his ears.
Alistair does have quite a technique. Oh, the way he sizes up a situation, decides on a plan of action, and then makes his move, focusing on nothing but exactly what he wants.
You seem to have a grasp of the way Father does things.
Oh, well, Julian, your father is still a very forceful, charismatic man. I know I couldn't resist him. I mean, if he was trying to sway me, of course.
I'm sorry, Sheridan, but I knew nothing about this mask or the heinous charade built around it.
You're telling me that you knew nothing about Julian using that mask to break up Luis and me?
On your mother's grave, I knew nothing about it.
The man has no shame.
Something tells me he's not alone.
I see now what happened. Your brother wanted to get you out of the country. He thought that if he ended your relationship with Louise, you'd go running back to Paris.
Why would Julian want to get rid of me?
Elementary, my dear. He knew I was considering making you my heir.
You're thinking of making me your heir, Father?
Why not?
Times have changed. Women occupy positions of great power in our society. You're intelligent, you're personable, and you're my daughter. Why not pick you? Unlike Julian, I know I can count on you. I won't lie to you, Sheridan. As you well know from past conversations, Luis Lopez Fitzgerald is not a man I would have picked to be your husband.
That's putting it mildly.
Luis may have a number of admirable qualities, but his family and ours have never gotten along. Now, having said that, I nonetheless want you to be happy. And if Luis is the one man best able to make that happen, then I want you to have him.
Really?
Yes, my dear. Everything I've ever done is because I love you, Sheridan. You do believe me, don't you?
So Sheridan found the masked imposter in bed with another woman and thought it was you.
The setup was perfect. Well, it was too perfect, and once I convinced Sheridan of that, we set our own trap to catch the imposter. And Hank, you should have seen the look on his face when we busted that guy. It was the same creep that Sheridan overheard months ago on the wharf. You know, the time she thought she overheard me say that I was just using her to get to her family?
Was the same guy wearing the mask?
Yeah, that's right.
I remember. Sheridan was so upset she ran off to Paris.
Yeah, well, I finally wised up. You know, the worst part about this whole thing is now Sheridan has to face the fact that her family will do anything to break us up.
So that you won't be around to dig into your father's disappearance.
Hank, Julian destroyed a file on my father that they kept sealed in the Crane family's archives. That definitely means that they're hiding something. And you see what I think? I think that Julian and Alistair are afraid. They're afraid once I marry Sheridan, I'm gonna be on the estate. It's too late. Yeah, well, it hurts Sheridan. She hates it, but, well, she's finally seeing her brother and father for the real cold-blooded creeps that they are.
Poor Sheridan. Must be hard to have to break off from your family like that.
That's not what happened. Like I said, she's on to them, but part of her still wants the love that she's never gotten from them.
Well, I hope you told her not to hold her breath.
Yeah. That and then some, but Sheridan thinks that when she has a baby, that Alistair's finally going to show her the love that she was denied since she was a baby herself.
We both know that's not going to happen.
Yeah. But Sheridan's having a hard time buying it. And once we're married, I can give her the love and support she never got from her so-called family. And she won't be vulnerable to the lies of Julian and Alistair anymore.
I want to believe that you love me, Father, but I can't. Not after all this time, after all that's happened.
If I've been stern with you about certain things, it's only because I feared for your happiness.
It's more than that. Take Julian, for example.
What about my idiot of a son?
I know my brother. And I know some of the things that he's done. Like hiring someone to impersonate Luis. Julian wouldn't do that on his own. You not only had to have known about it, but you must have given him your blessing.
I can see why you'd think that, and why you doubt my proclamation of innocence. I can only conclude that your brother became desperate after I passed him over to make Ethan my heir. And then, of course, when Ethan's true paternity came out, your brother must have feared I'd turn to you to take my place. Julian obviously became a loose cannon, taking advantage of my absence to destroy you and your happiness. But once I learned of his unspeakable treachery, I came to put a stop to it. Only I was too late. Julian had already launched that sordid plan against you and Luis. Prior to coming to see you, I told Julian his actions were both depraved and despicable. Under no circumstances do we Cranes turn on each other the way Julian turned on you. One can have all the money and power in the world. But what good does it do if you don't have your family?
Do you really mean that?
Absolutely. I may be far away from you most of the time, but you are as near and dear to me as any daughter could be. You and Julian are the reason for everything I do. Although after the way your brother has acted recently, I must wonder if I made a mistake trusting him to look after things here in my absence. The thought of you being unhappy the rest of your life without the man you love, even if I don't totally approve of him, is a dagger in my heart, Sheridan. A dagger in my heart.
Would it really upset you to see me unhappy?
Of course it would, my dear. You, Sheridan, are the most important person in the world to me.
What's happening?
I think she's waking up.
Sweetheart? Simone, can you hear me?
Mommy?
Sweetheart, it's Mommy. Whitney's here and so's Kay.
Hey.
How are you feeling?
Tired. I'm sore. What happened? Why am I in the hospital? Mommy,
you were hit by a car on your way home last night, honey.
How badly was I hurt?
Oh, it doesn't matter because you're gonna be just fine.
Do I have amnesia because I don't remember getting hit by a car?
Oh, maybe your short-term memory's been lost, but it's gonna come back soon, I promise. There's nothing to worry about. Oh, honey, everything is fine, and you just rest here, and I'm gonna go call your daddy, okay? Okay.
Oh. Hi, honey. It's okay. So, you really don't remember anything that happened to you?
No. All I remember is a dream I had.
What kind of dream was it?
It was about you, Chad, kissing.
Honey, after what you've been through, I mean, it's possible that you could have dreamt about all sorts of things. You know?
You're the one who put it in my head that Whitney and Chad were in love, Kay. There's no way I could have seen you kissing Chad, is there?
Tell Simone the truth.
Julian may be my son, but a daughter always holds a special place in her father's heart, and you, Sheridan, are no exception.
Listen to the pablum Father's feeding Sheridan.
A son should be able to fend for himself, make it on his own. The sad fact that Julian is the incompetent dilettante he is has forced me to devote considerable time and energy to micromanaging his life.
No need to overdo it, Father.
For that reason alone, you probably thought Julian was more important to me than you, my dear. Only you couldn't be more wrong. The fact that you don't believe me confirms my deepest fear, that I'm too late in coming to you. Had I only realized years ago how much you needed me, If I'd come to you then, perhaps you'd believe me now.
Father, I want...
You don't want anything to do with me at this late date, and I can't blame you. There's no making up for past mistakes.
Father, when you thought I was dead, murdered, why didn't you come to my funeral? It would have meant the world to me to have known you were there.
Yes, your funeral. I wanted to come, but believe it or not, I have my weaknesses. The truth be told, I was afraid I'd break down in front of the others. Think me proud or vain, I simply couldn't risk it. So I grieved alone.
Really?
If I hadn't grieved, I'd be some kind of heartless monster, wouldn't I?
Do you mean it?
You're my daughter, Sheridan. When I heard you were dead, I thought I'd go out of my mind.
Oh, Father.
Bravo, Father, you've got her now.
To think I'd never see your beautiful, smiling face again was almost more than I could bear.
Dios mío. Alistair, he cannot be here. I'm sorry to interrupt, Mr. Crane, but I thought I heard Mr. Alistair's voice. Is he back in Harmony?
Pilar, that's none of your business.
Yes, Pilar. Just go back to pretending you're working.
Wait till I divorce Ivy so I can fire that woman.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pookie, but that pleasure is going to be all mine.
Alina, excuse me. I'm sorry to bother you, but is Mr. Alistair back in Harmony?
Yes, he arrived last night. He and Julian were huddled in the library until early this morning.
Okay, thank you. God, I knew the Cranes would not give up. Poor Louise and Sheridan.
Whitney, answer me. There's no way I could have seen you kissing Chad, is there? Trust me, Simone. Chad and I weren't kissing. CK, you were wrong.
I guess so.
I mean, you remember, Simone. I have my tennis, and my schoolwork, and youth choir. I don't have time for any guy in my life, you know that. Especially Chad.
I knew it. I knew I was the only girl that Chad loved.
Chad, what is it? What happened?
It's Whitney. She had the perfect chance to tell Simone that she did see us kissing. And that we're in love. She didn't do it. She told Simone that we never kissed and that she's too busy with tennis and choir practice to ever be interested in guys. Especially me.
Chad, man, I'm sorry.
So now Simone definitely still thinks I'm in love with her. And then when she gets out of here, we're gonna have a future together.
Teresa, why was Chad looking at me like that? Because he heard what you said to Simone. How you lied to her again instead of telling her the truth.
I kept the promise that I made. That's all I did.
Whitney.
Look, Teresa. I appreciate you and Ethan being here. But don't you guys have to go get ready for your wedding? I mean, I know today's the final fitting for your wedding dress.
I know, but...
Teresa, Simone is gonna be just fine. So you don't have to worry about her or me anymore, okay?
But I am worried about you, Whitney. You and Chad.
The dress fitting, Teresa,
You're my
please.
best friend. My maid of honor. Your happiness means more to me than any dress fitting. No, I can't just stand by and watch you give up the guy that you love because of a promise you made out of guilt. A promise that Simone didn't even hear in the first place.
But don't you understand, Teresa? That's not the point.
No. The point is, we each get one great love in our life. Ethan's mine, and Chad is yours. And if you throw it away, you will spend the rest of your life regretting it.
See, once Sheridan and I are married, Alistair will lose any control that he has over her. For now, she's still vulnerable. See, Alistair knows that Sheridan has wounds from her childhood that have never healed. Now, if he opens those wounds, he can use them. He can use them to get to what he wants.
Maybe, but like you said, Alistair is nowhere near Harmony, so there's nothing like that you have to worry about.
Harmony PD, Officer Lopez Fitzgerald.
Brace yourself, mijo. Alistair Crane is here in Harmony.
Sheridan, when your mother died, I withdrew more than ever from my family. Plunged myself deeper into my work. I suppose it was my way of mourning. And only now, decades later, thanks to you, do I feel as though I'm coming out of it.
Thanks to me?
Yes. Yes, when I heard my little girl was going to marry the man she loved, even though it's no secret I wouldn't have wanted Luis to be my son-in-law, I actually got excited, thinking that someday, God willing, you'll have children. And they'll sit on my knee, and won't I be proud? I'll have a chance to give them the love and affection I failed to give you, my dear.
Do you really mean that?
Of course I mean it. I'm not the monster people think I am. I admit I've made wrong choices in the past, like leaving your brother to oversee things here in my absence. I should have realized Julian was a loose cannon a long time ago.
Oh, enough of this loose cannon business. Why does father always blame everything on me?
Well, if it serves his purpose, let him do it. The means don't matter. It's the end that counts.
I came home to save you, Sheridan. But I'm proud to see you've made it on your own. You don't need me. Not now. Not after all the times I've failed you. And I don't blame you for not forgiving me. I don't deserve it. Just know that I wish you all the happiness in the world.
This is it. This is the moment Father's been building to. Will he hook Sheridan, or will she get away?
You've got to talk to Whitney again. Now, make her see that her promising not to see you doesn't mean that you're going to hook up with Simone. Tell her that Simone won't want you anyways once she realizes that you're in love with her sister. I mean, that way she can tell her now that she's okay. Not that she won't be hurt. I'm sure she will be, but her knowing the truth now is not going to land her on life support.
You're right, man. You're absolutely right. Whitney needs to just nip this in the bud before it goes any further. I just hope I can get her to tell Simone the truth.
Whitney? Simone wants to see you.
So did Whitney tell you why she lied to Simone?
Chad, she just feels guilty for Simone almost dying. I mean, she's confused. She's messing up 3 lives at once.
I had this feeling that Kay was keeping something from me. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't about Chad. It's weird. I still have this fuzzy picture of you and Chad kissing. You meant what you said about not loving Chad, didn't you?
Simone, I don't love Chad. There's nothing between us. And there never will be.
If Alistair's back in town, you can be damn sure that he's not here to give Sheridan away at our wedding.
How can Alistair possibly stop Sheridan from wanting to marry you?
I don't know. I don't know, you know, but Alistair is so damn devious. You never can tell. But I'm not gonna give him the chance. Sheridan's my fiance, we're getting married in a few days, and there's no way I'm letting anyone hurt the woman that I love. And if Alistair thinks he's gonna open up some of Sheridan's emotional wounds, I swear I'll kill him.
What happened? Did Father win, or did Sheridan let him walk out?
If Alistair walked out, it means his plan failed, and then Sheridan will have to die.
At our hand, I'm afraid.
Don't go, Father. Please, don't leave me again. No, Daddy.
Dearest Sheridan, everything is going to be all right now.
Sheridan took the bait. Now he'll reel her in and gut her relationship with Louise. They don't know it yet, but my sister and her fiancé are finished.